What's good, everyone? It's your boy JTL. Got my boy HD here. Say what up to the people, HD.
What's up, peoples? We in here.
All right, so this another episode of Red Pill, respectfully. I know y'all heard all the hoopla about Kendra G talking trash about Kevin Samuels and her experience and blase squaze. So we're gonna go back to the original video where she was talking all that trash and look at the picture, her face. Her face says 1,000 words. All right, let's break it down real quick.
I know I cannot deal with that.
Okay.
So I think a lot of women sometimes say they want these men, but they've never dated it because if they had, they wouldn't be just focusing on the money. There's a lot of women that have men with money, but they're not always happy either.
Well, okay. So the follow-up question to that would be, if you that's the kind of man you would like to have, you just don't like that aspect of it.
Well, I would say this. I'm 41, right? So when I listen to the women, when I was in the 30s, when I heard the girls from up here, they remind me of myself because I was like, he got to have a lot of money. He got to take care of all the bills. That's what I was on, and I run in those circles. But what I've learned is a lot of those men just couldn't be faithful. So then I learned, well, that's my deal breaker. Faithfulness is my deal breaker. So I've been
So,
blessed
so
in
my,
my
my, my
career.
the question I have then
Okay.
is, because I hear what you're saying, but then I also like, yeah, that sounds good
Okay.
because uh, you 41 years old, married, any kids?
Nope, I froze my eggs though, so I got a safety net just in case.
So you're accustomed to a certain standard of life.
This is true.
And if a man is making the median of what a black man is making, 42,005, he can't afford your standard of life.
So is that my problem?
Mm. Y'all heard that? Is that her problem? Is that her problem? Now let's go
Is
over
that
here.
her problem?
Is
Wow.
is 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 that her problem if a
I
man
guess
ain't making
not.
enough money to sustain her lifestyle?
Her lifestyle, exactly. Keyword, her lifestyle, hers. Ain't got nothing to do with him. So when she says her lifestyle, he should say the same thing. Is that my problem?
Mm, mm.
Is that my problem? The lifestyle you think you want to live or that you feel you should want to live?
All right, now let's go to her video and see what she started out saying on here.
Kevin Samuels. You know, the one thing I forgot to ask you when I was on your platform is where's your wife? Where is the woman that you are married to that can prove your thought process on what it takes to have a successful black family actually works because you have one yourself?
Mm. Now, what you think about that, H? I hear a lot of women talk that trash to this man and say, "Where your wife at?" Now, do you think that he should be able to give advice if it's not working for his own personal life?
I think that's a a very easy lane for her to try to go at because, she could say, well, you ain't got one. Well, how can you be an expert? Just like some people could say, well, if someone never made it to the NBA, how can they be an expert at analyzing games and things like that? So I think her doing that, that was a very lazy argument, in my opinion.
Mm. Okay.
It's kind of like the whole high school tit for tat type thing. You know what I'm saying? That's where it goes into because someone can say, all right, well, this person never played in the NBA. How can they talk about it? But if this person has done research for years and years and years, and that's their job, and that's what they do, and they analyze it, and they're the best at what they do, yeah, they may have never stepped onto an NBA court, but that doesn't mean that they can't analyze and break down the game in a way for someone to understand it and really say, okay, this person's an expert. So I just think that that was a lazy comeback. And
Okay.
it's just the typical, like I said, high school tit for tat.
Gotcha. All right. Let's see what she says after that.
But then I realized you're not even married. Not only are you not married, you have been married twice, divorced twice. So therefore, you mean to tell me you know all that it takes to have a successful marriage, but it didn't even work in your own life? Interesting.
Now, funny she said that considering Steve Harvey has been married 3 times.
Exactly. But he's an expert though.
And he's a comedian. So y'all out here taking advice from somebody who's a comedian and married 3 times, and come to find out his current wife, was married to a drug lord. Then she divorced him while he was in prison and went and got married to his cousin, who was another drug lord.
And when people listening to Steve Harvey may not know the backstory of him leaving someone while they was pregnant and all that jazz, but I'm not gonna go into all that. You know,
Mm-hmm. Mm,
I ain't gonna go
mm.
into all that. You know,
Okay. Let's see what else you got to say.
Another question I felt to ask is, where are your children? Are you a father? Now, I still don't know the answer to this question. So there's two possibilities. A, you could not be a father. And then I would be like, okay, married twice, no kids. That seems odd. Do you suffer from erectile dysfunction? Hmm.
yep, typical trying to throw jabs and insults. Typical
Uh,
immature. Let's go to try to throw low blows at somebody. Typical. I was sitting here waiting, like, when is the this is gonna come? I was just waiting, and they came. I was waiting. I knew they were gonna come at some point.
oh
I was
man,
waiting.
I can't believe she went there. Now let's go back to the original video.
See that? No, it's the reality of the world. See, what happens far too often, especially in our communities, black women wait too long to get married. You wait till you're too old. You wait till you have too much experience, and your experience and your income has gone up, and that is inversely proportional to your sexual marketplace value.
So can I speak to that?
So let me finish
Okay.
making the example
Okay.
because I hear women come on and say, you know what, that high value thing, I really don't want that because I don't want to have to share him. All right, but then are you going to be able to look at a man making $45,000 a year and respect him to the same level that a high value man would be respected?
I would respect a man who's hardworking, and as long as he doesn't try to minimize me in any way. Now that's the biggest thing. If he's okay with me being my full self,
You didn't
then
answer
that's
whether or not
fine.
you respect him to the same level you respect the high value man.
Well, let me tell you this. I'm gonna say yes only because I'm gonna tell you this. I've dated high value men. I've dated the men with the Rolls Royces and all the cars and all the glitz and
Mm-hmm.
glamour, and they always thought because they had the cars and the glitz and glamour that you got to bow down to them. And
I get it, but I'm
so
talking about the man who's working at the post office.
I would say, now I'm gonna tell you my requirements. I want you to be attractive. So if you're a guy that's working at the post office and you're attractive and
Hold
you,
on, let me time out. Why do you want to be attractive?
I can't have nothing.
No, let me explain. See, this is what's so wrong with so many of our women. You're supposed to be the attractive one, not
Okay.
us. Black women today have atavistic mating standards, very primitive, meaning I want you to look good. So he can make $40,000 a year as long as he look good.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that he could make $40,000 a year. I'm not.
That's what most black men make, 42,000.
Now, mind you, she was talking trash about Kevin having erectile dysfunction about his kids and all that crap. But the sad thing is, the same way she's saying disrespectful stuff about him, she's basically being disrespectful about a brother if he ain't making 6 figures a year. So I showed what she said about Kevin to how she's breaking down a man if he doesn't make a whole bunch of money to take care of her lifestyle. Okay. Now she got another video out where she's talking about she fell in love with some guy, but come to find out, she called that wedding off. So she was with the guy for like 6 months. They got engaged, and then she called the whole thing off. So now you sitting up here going back and forth with Kevin Samuels. Let me move it up just a little bit real quick. Hold on.
I
Do you
don't.
understand that example I just gave? The
I
inverse
understand.
proportional relationship.
I understand, but I speak now because
Go
I'm being respectful. This is your platform, so I definitely want to honor your rules. I just got out of a relationship in January, and I could be married right now if that was my goal.
Remember now, guys, I just said she threw off the relationship. And mind you, she has a talk show on YouTube and Instagram where she tries to put people together and play Miss Matchmaker. And that's the guy she's talking about now is the guy she threw out the divorce with. I'm sorry, the engagement with is the one that she met on her show trying to hook him up with somebody, but she got with him. So that's who she's talking about now.
But I would rather be happy than just married to say I have a husband. And I don't think that should be looked down upon. I don't think that's my honest truth. You could, feel away, but that's an honest truth. I was in a relationship that he wanted
How
me.
long are you in it?
We were together since last year, 8 months.
Okay.
And he was ready to be married very soon, very early on. And I don't want to be married just to be married. I'm not going to live with fear and say, oh, okay.
So do you want to be married?
Huh?
You want to be married?
Excuse me?
Do you want to be married?
I want to be happily married. If I get married, it's going to be because...
Do you want to be married?
Oh, did he want to be married? Yes.
Do you want to be married?
I would be married if it makes sense. I'm not going to be married just to be married.
Oh, my Lord.
All right.
What you got to say, H?
God damn. She can never just answer a question. Yo, it's like everything that he asked her, it's always, let me explain. Well, let me say this. Let me say that. And it's like a paragraph where she has to have all this. It's like, yo, why can't you just answer the question? It's like sometimes when you talk to certain females, it's like you asking a yes or no question, but they got to give you a paragraph. That right there kind of defeats it because you're adding all these little variables and highlights and dots and this and that. It's like, yo, just answer the man's question. Because when he's asking you something directly, do you want to be married? Oh, well, yeah, but this, and that. Do you want to be married? Yes or no? She can't answer a freaking question. She has to like do all this rambling on and talking.
Because, I mean, all the extras, like you said, is like yes or no. Of course, you want what you want. But he's saying initially, do you want to get married? Is that your goal? Of course, if you want to be happy, have all the things you want, he's just breaking it down. Like
that
simple
goes
and
without
plain.
saying. Like,
Exactly.
she's like, I want to be happily married. Doesn't everybody? I mean, that goes without saying.
Mm.
Like, come on. Like, that's like someone saying, do you want to breathe? Oh, I want to breathe as long as it's clean air. Doesn't everyone want clean air? I mean, dang.
Good.
It got to
I,
be clean air. It can't be just air. It got to be clean air.
it got to be Atlanta air. It can't be no Florida
Yeah,
air.
I don't want any smog in it. It got to be clean, pure air, and it has to be tested.
Let's go back to her rambling.
Uh,
All right. So again, I've asked you, do you want to be happily married? And are you going to be married? I want to be happily married. Ma'am, I'm going to be honest. I don't care about your happiness. I don't care about your love. Marriage is a practical choice. And you can make all these things you want, ma'am. And yes, you're 41, but you're going to be 50, just like that.
I know, I will be.
So the question becomes, if you want to be married, I mean, let's be real. You're freezing your eggs for a reason. Why?
I did. Because I didn't want the pressure to just go out and get pregnant because of my age and my clock. Men have that.
Who's going to carry the baby?
I mean, if I can't carry the baby, then I'll get a surrogate. I mean, it happens.
So again, but in order for all that to happen, you have to have a man that you deem worthy propose to you.
Okay, and that's and
hold on.
Okay.
That man, if he can meet your high standard, he can meet a lot of other women's standard as well. And here's the problem. There are hundreds of you, thousands of you. Why should he pick you over the one that can carry her own babies at 24 or 25 or 26 who are willing to get on his program, who don't have as many expectations as a woman your age?
Well, listen, this is what I would say. If he wants to, if he feels the way that you're feeling, then he's not the man for me, and I have no problem with that.
Yeah, I mean, he
I'm
feels.
not
See,
mad
see, man,
about
that
it.
I don't see. That's almost that passive aggressive sign
Can
language.
I ask you a question? Do you want me to
Well,
feel okay? Do you
I mean, what that passive aggressive sign language. That whole if he's not the man for you, that's I don't play that Tyler Perry Christian crap. That's not it. I don't do that over here. You can do that over there, but I don't do that over here.
okay, Kevin? I'm being respectful. I really am. I'm
You're
trying to
gonna
figure
have
out.
to be
Now,
respectful.
mind you, you see how she acting like a little kid on there, but back here, she acting like what?
But I don't know because then again, you could be a father, and then I would say you left the Black Family Unit in order to pursue a YouTube career. It was more important for you
Mm.
to have a platform tearing down Black women instead.
Tearing down black women. She called his show, like many other black sisters do, ask questions. You didn't have to go over there on his channel to ask him Nathan. You went over there. You trying to see what that hoopla was about,
But
and then
hold on.
okay,
How
my
is
bad.
he
Go ahead.
tearing down black women? He didn't. I'm listening very well. He didn't call her a name. He didn't
Mm-hmm.
disrespect her.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't being derogatory. He was asking questions and he was pointing out facts. Like when he said about the younger girl who can carry her own kid and who will get on his program. Why would he need you?
Mm.
That's not being disrespectful. That's not being derogatory. That's not tearing anyone down. To tear
Mm.
someone down is to call them names and to make them feel small and to disparage them, to belittle them. I can go on and on and on. He didn't do any of that. So when she says tearing women down from all of this that I listened to as you've been playing it, he didn't call her one name. I want to see, and maybe I'll listen to it back again on my own, where he called her name or where he belittled her or where he disrespected her. I didn't see any of that. So once again, it's this little childish, whiny baby syndrome that she's doing when she's supposed to be a grown woman.
Now let me play this next thing she said, and we're gonna tie that in real quick. Hold on.
Of being married to the woman who gave birth to your child. But I don't know if you're a father or not. But either way, both of those options seem a little fishy to me. And speaking of which, you actually owe every single Black woman a thank you card because you're nothing without us. Let me say that clearly. Kevin Samuels, you are nothing without the Black woman because your popularity is based off of tearing down Black women. And it further proves the notion that the Black woman is the least protected woman, person, being on the planet Earth.
Mm. Mm. If it wasn't for black women, Kevin Samuels wouldn't be nothing. This shows proof that black women are the least protected species on the face of this earth. Now, mind you,
I'm sorry, man. I'm gonna have to put y'all on mute while I go get my vomit bag. But because just listening to her just has messed up my stomach. So excuse me, fellas, folks, ladies and gentlemen.
all right. So, mind you, now, Kevin Samuels is at 635,000 subscribers. She's at 1,021. Okay. She's had her channel for 10 years straight. So you mean to tell me black women are not supporting another black woman that panders to them, but they're running over here to Kevin Samuels who's tearing them down? This is where it's a problem at with our people. So you're saying Kevin Samuels is tearing, they all say that you're tearing down black women, but y'all keep running over that. I noticed almost so many women have went on his show. He didn't tell them what they wanted to hear. Then they did the same thing that she did. Came and made her own thing on her own YouTube channel, and then hollering, he's tearing down black women. Why are you going over there and asking for his advice, telling your story, and thinking that okay, well, he might say that to them, but he ain't gonna say that to me. When I tell him about myself, he's not gonna say that. And then he tells you reality of what it is. You're saying that's tearing down black women. Now look at Derek Jackson. Derek Jackson was telling y'all everything you wanted to hear. Come to find out, he was the same scumbucket that was doing the same thing that he said men should not do to y'all, and he was acting like he don't do that to his wife. Come to find out, he been doing it to her for all 14 years that they've been dealing with each other before they even got married. He's been doing the same thing, but acting like everybody else is flawed and he's perfect. So you mean to tell me you not gonna look at the fact that black women keep running over there just like you did? You did the same thing. You ran over there. That was your fault. Why would you run over there knowing damn well that you was not gonna change his mind about reality? Why should a man get with a woman and give up everything and treat her like she's the prize if he can get any woman that he wants and she's gonna fall in line with what he wants? Now say women be like, oh, that ain't cool, that's the problem. Why she got to do this? And if you mean to tell me you won't date men who make less than 100K a year, so if only 8% of, especially brothers, 8% of black men make $100,000 a year, so you're getting rid of 92% of brothers. So if it's 20 million black men in this country, and you getting rid of 98% of them, so that leaves you with 2 million men that you could deal with. But how many of those men are gay that make 100,000 a year? So let's say 500,000 of those men are gay. Now you got 1.5 million black men left. Let's say another 500,000 of them are married. So you got 1 million black men to deal with. And
And
then
then
they
you got to
always
take away the ones that only want to date white women.
see, you need to get out my head. So let's say since all these black men deal with white women, let's say let's say 400, since all high value men love white women. Let's say, or other races. Let's say 400,000 of them mess with white women. So now you got 600,000 black men left. 600,000. But mind you, it's 46 million black people in America. 20 million taken away, that's men. It's 26 million black women left. And you only got 600,000 black men that make $100,000 a year. How good are your chances if you got 26 other million black women chasing after them? Oh, okay, let's take out some gay women. So let's take 600,000 of them out and say that 20 million left. Then let's go ahead and take out the female swirlers. Let's say it's like 200,000 of them. All right. So now you got 18. No, I'm sorry. You got 19.8 million black women chasing 600,000 black men. How good are your chances if you mean to tell me you 41 years old and all these other rich dudes can go ahead and have any woman they want from 18 to your age? You think that they're going to pass up a woman that's 24 years old that's willing to get down on their program, that's not going to argue with them because that's what they're looking for? Why would I want to date a 41-year-old woman who can't have babies, her eggs is frozen, and look at her neck. Look at her neck. Look at her face. Look at this weave. Why would I want her? And she's talking all this trash. So you got a big mouth. You think you got it going on. So I'm supposed to fight with somebody who got all this experience of the bitter bee syndrome, like D. Ray Davis said, the ghost of the bitter bit. I ain't gonna say the word, bitter bit. Why would I want her? She's talking all this trash. Listen to this. Can y'all imagine coming on to this?
Because the black man even is taking joy in bringing her down. Now, yes, there's a thing as constructive criticism, and I will give you that. And when I was on your platform, I even said there are certain things that you have stated that I agree with. But what I realized is not coming from a place with love. It's coming from a mean-spirited place, and that will not cause a change. If anything, you are the to the black man and black woman relationship because you are dividing us further apart. I have never seen more black men attack black women for issues of being a mother, for being overweight, or for not having a job, or for not being married by a certain age until you came along.
Now, But what did she say right here? She said about disrespecting single mothers, got women that don't have a job. But what's she saying right here?
So here's the thing: you being respectful is what you're supposed to do. You're not doing me a favor. What
Okay,
the hell?
I wanted to have a conversation. I'm hoping we can have a conversation. So I guess am I at the ability to ask you a question? Is that fine?
It's about the topic, sure.
Okay. So what do you want me to accept? Because from your,
What
because
I want
I'm
you to
not
accept. I want you to accept your sexual marketplace value.
Okay, so what does that equal to? So what are you saying that I need to accept?
Okay, what a sexual marketplace value of a 41-year-old woman is lower than a 31-year-old woman.
Okay.
Is lower than a 21-year-old woman, because if a man wants to have multiple children, he cannot have them with you carrying them.
Okay, that's true, and I don't want to have multiple children. So
But I said if a man
okay.
wants to have multiple children, I don't care. See, you keep going back to what you want. You control access to your body, and for a time frame, women control access to whether or not kids are born. But see, what older women, especially accomplished women, have a hard time accepting is your value has a shelf life. After 35, you're a geriatric pregnancy. If you met a man that you found that you thought was the bee's knees and he wanted 3 children, you can't carry them.
Okay, but Kevin, I would say this, right? Can I just say that?
Is that true?
I agree with you. I'm not.
So he would have. So either he would have to forego having the children in his legacy, or he'd have to go find someone who could.
Or it could be a man that might already have children and doesn't want children.
Not my example. That's not my example. That's a different example.
See, can I just say this? I respect your insight. I really do. That's why I came on your platform.
Okay.
But then you go on your platform and talk trash. All right, so we about to go ahead and wrap this video. I just want to say a few things real quick. For one, sisters, if you don't like his advice, stop going to his damn channel. Stop subscribing to his channel. Stop making other stuff. Just go. Matter of fact, y'all should keep supporting Derek Jackson. That's what y'all should do. Because apparently, I've been hearing stories for years, but we just needed some more concrete evidence. Shout out to Tasha K for bringing it out, that he was a piece of trash. But he told y'all what y'all wanted to hear. So y'all should keep supporting Derek Jackson, because Kevin Samuels is basically a manosphere type dude, red pill type dude, basically. Hey, this is what men want, especially like myself that's out here that's high value, working 60, 70 hours a week doing my thing, getting to the bag that y'all want. So this is what it is. But you want to bring up him having been divorced twice. Okay, well, it sounds like he knew what he wanted and what he did not want. That's the truth. But he said, let's focus on what's going on. I don't hide what I did, but let's not make it about me. We're talking about what you want, what's going to help you. And I'm letting you know what the high value man want. And if it don't fit, it don't fit. But since even though he's telling you the truth, you're looking at it like he's tearing you down. Y'all should go back to Derek Jackson if you don't want to listen to what he got to say. Derek Jackson cheats on his wife, lies, bringing other women into his bedroom, to their bedroom. But what does it matter as long as he's giving y'all good sound advice? What does it matter? I mean, this is a channel for men. Now, Kevin Samuels had about 100,000 subscribers before y'all came. Y'all blew it up. There you go. You did your thing. But that's on y'all. So maybe you should tell the women to stop going over there and y'all keep supporting Derek Jackson. But what's so sad, you saying he's tearing down people, he owe women all this thanks and all this. You do everything, you pander women, all that, but you still only got 1,021 subscribers. Mm, mm. I don't know what to tell you on that one. HD, you got anything to say before we get up out of here, man, before we wrap this up?
No, I was trying to get myself together, sitting over the toilet, stomach was hurting from just hearing this rant by
Hell,
someone who's
man.
in her 40s, someone who's in her 40s who's talking like a 21-year-old. And just from looking at this small window into her, I mean, I hate to say it, but it's no wonder that she's where she's at. Because, like you said, who's gonna want to be hearing this day in and day out, hear this rambling, hearing this talking like a 21-year-old, yet you're 41? I mean, and then when you're trying to have such high standards for what you're quote unquote will accept, you're making, like you just broke down, you're making your pool of men so small. And you think, as Kevin Samuel said, that you at 41 can hang with the girls who are 30 or 25 or 21. You can't. And you're going to want a certain type of man that you're saying you're quote unquote looking for. And that man that you're eyeballing is not eyeballing you. So then you're going to start saying, oh, there are no good men out there. All men are dogs. No, it's
Mm,
the men that you want. It's the men that you want. They don't want you. You had a
mm,
chance and the opportunity when you were younger to possibly connect with those type of men, but it didn't work. You blew them off. You probably scared them off with all this crazy ass talking that you do. So now you're pushing 50. Now you're in panic mode. And then when you get in panic mode, that's when you want to break out the heavy artillery of, oh, there are no good men out there. Yeah, there are good men out there. They just don't want you. Simple.
mm, mm. Good way to put it. I mean, what else can you say? What else can it be if you had this attitude and then you think, oh, he's not the man for me, or he can't handle a strong woman? And men are just sick and tired of that. You know what I'm saying? It's more women to choose from for us than it is men for y'all to choose from. So when you like I said earlier, if you take 98% of the men out of here, I can get even in more detail when they talking about the height of men. Oh, he gotta be rich, and he gotta be extra and in shape, and he gotta be over 6 feet tall. That makes it even worse. So this Disney movies and Prince Charming and stuff that y'all be watching, that's on y'all to be single. I'm telling you, man, just gonna start dealing with more dating services if you get my drift. Instead of dealing with y'all, they got to deal with that. All right. So we'll be back with more. You already know how we're gonna do. I'm gonna bring some more clips for us to go ahead and dissect real quick. This is the silly rabbit right here that was talking trash about
Jesus.
Kevin Samuel, and she mad even though she just was with a guy and she got proposed to, and she called off the wedding. Mm, mm.
And you
More
also
red.
notice a majority of the things that she was saying was, is what I want. Are you
Mm-hmm.
even willing to compromise with somebody? It's what I want. It's what I want. I only want to have one kid. I only want this. I only want that. There's a thing in a relationship called compromise. Do you know how to do it? Do you understand how to do it?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Like I said, she might can do a dating service online, Tinder or something, put all those requirements, but then when you meet the guy, he's boring. Then she ain't gonna want him. You meet the guy, he's too short. Then she ain't gonna want him. You meet the guy, she only want to date a black man, he's white. She ain't gonna want him. It's gonna always be something that these modern women find a reason why they don't want to be with the guy. He might be a great guy, but she don't like his mama. It's gonna be some type of bullshit. He might be a great guy, but he want to have 3 kids and you only want one. See? See how it's gonna always be a deal breaker? It's not just gonna be loyalty. She's making it seem like it's loyalty, but she talked down on a man who don't make no more than $40,000 a year, or he gotta be super cool. I mean, cute. He gotta be a trophy husband. See, this is not Kevin's fault. All he does is expose what y'all sisters are doing to yourself, and then wonder why you can't find or keep a man. All right. This has been another episode of Red Pill Respectfully. We'll be back with more. This your boy JTL. Say goodbye to the people, HD.
This your man HD getting out of here. I'm sick.
All right, we out of here, y'all.